As part of activities to mark this year's independence celebration, a special Jumat service was held this Friday at the Presidential Villa Mosque, Abuja, to mark Nigeria's 57th independence anniversary. President Buhari was joined by Senate President Bukola Saraki, Bauchi State Governor Mohammed Abubakar, some service chiefs and cabinet members to observe the prayers. Former Vice President Namadi Sambo was also among those who prayed for Nigeria at the Jumat service. Speaking to journalists after the prayers, Senate President Bukola Saraki and the Bauchi State Governor Mohammed Abubakar both emphasized the need for a celebration, stating that there is so much to celebrate despite the numerous challenges confronting Nigeria.
We said in the chambers, we congratulate all Nigerians. I always say when we say that, a lot of people say, what are we congratulating ourselves about? I think a nation after 57 years, with the fact that diversity, been able to maintain, have peace, we've achieved a lot. As I always say, the saying is half glass full and half glass empty. I know that we still have challenges now, but every nation, we've been tested many times as a country, and I'm very hopeful that the most important thing is for us now stay together, don't let us be divided. And the challenges are economic, and those challenges can be addressed, and at the end of the day, we have a lot of good things still going for us. A lot of parts of the world today, when they talk about where are the opportunities, they talk about Nigeria. So if people outside are looking inside, we just need to correct those things that need to be done. A lot of mistakes have been made in the past, but I think all of us now see the need to do that. So I don't think we should lose hope. I'm optimistic and I'm hopeful that the way we're going, definitely those potentials I will always hope will get there. So once again, let me congratulate all of us and continue to pray for our president, continue to pray for this country, continue to pray for unity, and that we're all one Nigeria. I can't push you out, you can't push me out. Whatever those things that are not right, let's correct them than to give up on the country.
Well, it's a very, very happy occasion for a nation to turn 57 years. It may not be much in the life of a nation, but in Nigeria, I must say, so far so good. Yes, every human endeavor will be replete with problems, but there are a lot of positives that we have achieved. We may not be a completely cohesive nation yet, but we are on our way to becoming a very, very strong and cohesive nation.
From Abuja, I am Festus Ejiroge Nefifen for Ben Television.
The Nigerian Senate has held a special plenary session commemorating the country's 57th independent anniversary. During the session, cross-section of the senators bear out their mind and call for a way forward. Deputy Senate President Ike Ekremadu said the country has made tremendous progress in the last 57 years.
So I believe that we are one of the few countries that fought civil war and still remained one. So I think we are making progress. We still have our own challenges. What I believe that we need to do as a country going forward is to ensure that we'll be able to maximize the benefits of our diversity, to ensure that the rainbow we have in Nigeria will be beneficial to all of us, and nobody should be left behind. We must, as a government and as a people, continue to entrench the values of justice, fairness, and equity. In that way, I believe that Nigeria will be greater than what we are today. So on behalf of my constituents and the rest of us, I would like to wish Nigeria a happy independence on October 1, 2017, as we turn 57. May God continue to bless Nigeria, and may we continue to live in unity and to live in peace, so that progress will be our portion. So I congratulate all of us and our constituents on this development, the 57th independence anniversary of Nigeria.
Senator Shehu Sani from Kaduna said that Nigeria has gone through experiences and challenges which will serve as a lesson for the journey ahead.
Our independence anniversary.
Nigeria as a nation has come through moments of happiness. It has also come through moments of challenges. It is of note that the journey to nationhood has not been easy. And it has not been easy, not with Nigeria, but with all nations of the world. I'm of the firm belief that through our experiences, through our tribulations, through our turbulence, through our tough times, we had lessons that would assist us in the journey ahead.
Senator Abiodun Jimmy from Ekiti said that Nigerians are resolved that the country will remain indivisible and asked for dialogue on the issue confronting the country.
We are resolute in the fact that this nation is one indivisible entity. Nigeria will always remain one because it pleased God to bring us together and to bring this unity in diversity. Mr. President, we have come through a lot of trouble, as stated earlier. But whichever way you look at it, it has always pleased God to take us out of our problems. Right now, we should have an introspection. The leadership of Nigeria, including the National Assembly, must sit down and see that even at maturity, we sit together and talk about our country, talk about our youth, talk about unemployment, talk about non-payment of salary.
Other senators that contributed during the debate called for urgent solution to the country's numerous problems.
Mr. President, it hasn't been an easy journey in the last 57 years. And whilst we congratulate ourselves for staying together as a nation, we must remember our heroes that died in the cause of keeping this nation together. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Particularly those that died during the Nigerian Civil War between 1967 and 1970. My prayer is that never again should Nigeria see another civil war.
Though there's no denying the fact that Nigeria is united, we are together, Mr. President, but I believe that as leaders, we have to redirect our agenda, we have to be more focused and to try and live up to the standard of countries that we had independence at the same time. Mr. President, there's a lot of mileage that needs to be covered.
This country is going through various spiritual problem which needs to be looked into, and the only way we can look into is not it's a man-made thing. I think Nigeria has always been speaking with one voice. Today we can see that Nigeria we used to know in 1960 when we had our first independence is no longer the same today. I think that it is important, Mr. President, that in this our 57th birthday, our leaders of this country should have a sober reflection.
In his closing remark on the debate, Senate President Bukola Saraki called for peaceful coexistence among Nigerians.
On the 57th independence celebration, and call for unity of the country and for the good of the citizens and development of the country. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. I thank you all we continue all wish all Nigerians happy Independence Day, celebrate our 57th Independence Day. We're all proud of the country that we have, and as people continue to question whether there is something to celebrate, I think we must rightly say yes, there is, that it is work in progress. It is a case of a cup half full and half empty, that the future is still bright and must continue to strive for peace, unity, despite the challenges that the country is going through.
From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
Nigerian women from all walks of life are demanding an immediate cessation of all hostilities across the country. This is even as the women also demanded that all stakeholders begin the process of dialogue and de-escalation that will include women in proportional representation as active participants and peacekeepers. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the coordinating member, Nigerian Women for Peace, Leslie Agams, called on the area youths, IPOP, Boko Haram, Oduduwa, Ohaneze, the federal government and its agencies to consider dialogue, saying they would no longer tolerate the blood of innocent Nigerians being spilled to sustain untenable position of violence, insurrection, and dominance in a democratic federation.
Women for Peace is a movement of women and women's groups representing all parts of Nigeria concerned with the current state of affairs and focused on ensuring that Nigeria remains a country of peace, prosperity, and participation for all. We have observed the following. 1. An increased wave of hate speech and inciting statements. 2. An increased spate of violent conflicts around the country. And 3. That women who bear the brunt of the violent conflict are not consulted when ethnic, religious, and political groups publish their statements which threaten the peace and security of all Nigerians. We've also noticed that despite almost two decades of activism, women are still not proportionally represented in politics, in peace and security decision-making, and in governance. Our demands. We are not begging, we are not asking, we are insisting and we are demanding an immediate cessation of all hostilities across the country and a demand for all stakeholders and state and non-state actors to begin a process of de-escalation and dialogue that will include women in proportional representation as active participants, as negotiators, referees, observers, and peacekeepers.
Agams, among other things, called for an increase in women's active and full participation in politics, 50% female membership of the 54.5 billion euro support project for the Northeast, as well as 50% affirmative action policy.
We demand an increase in women's active and full participation in politics, peace and security negotiations, decision-making, conflict resolution, and peace agreements. There are over 200 MDAs in Nigeria, and women must be proportionally included and represented in all. For immediate action, the Project Steering Committee for the implementation of the 54.5 million euro support project to the Northeast, inaugurated in August of 2017, should have at least 50% female membership. Line ministries that are on the committee must nominate an appropriate number of women to fill their positions. Immediate implementation of Chapter 2 of the Fundamental Objectives and Directive Principles of State Policy of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, especially Section 13, subsections 3 and 4 on federal character, to immediately implement representative inclusion of women in all federal, state, local government agencies, and a 50% affirmative action policy.
Also speaking, the representative of Alliance for Africa, Yoma Onuye, said it is more credible when women are actively involved in peace agreements. She called on all Nigerian women, both in the country and in diaspora, to get involved in the White Blouse Day campaign on Sunday, the September 1, as a way to mark 57 Independence Day and in demand for peace.
When women are actively involved, peace agreements are more credible and cover a broader range of issues. As part of the Nigerian Women for Peace objectives to mark the 2017 Independence Day in Nigeria, the Nigerian Women for Peace is connecting, is partnering with all women in Nigeria and in the diaspora to lead our first ever White Blouse Day campaign on Sunday, 1st October 2017. The White Blouse Day is a social media campaign led by the Nigerian Women for Peace to reinforce the message of peace and hope in Nigeria. The campaign seeks to notify Nigeria and the international community on Nigerian women's demand for peace and zero tolerance for violence and hate speeches. The campaign calls all Nigerian women of all ages, class, religious affiliations, educational qualifications, and ethnicity to wear a white blouse on Sunday, October 1st, 2017. Take pictures of themselves in the white blouse and upload same on all social media platforms using the hashtag #WhiteBlouseDay.
Some women lent their support to the inclusion of women in proportional representation as active participants and peacekeepers.
All the women around the country, and we have invited those that are in diaspora to join us.
Yes.
On the 1st of October, check around the world, you will also see women in diaspora joining us. So this is a fight to finish.
Yes.
Even if it means call it fight,
yes.
This is a fight to
yes.
finish. We are not going to go down, we are not going to stop, we are going to continue until they listen to us.
Yes.
We are Nigerians, we are citizens, we are not second class, we are also first class just the way they are. And so nobody should relegate us to the background.
Never. Because they know that the women feel our pain. I know I can actually relate with a woman who has been raped or a woman who has been beaten up by her husband. I've gone for programs and heard that women were beaten to death. You know, sisters, friends have come to testify and how they were told by the men that is how they correct their wives and this is how they were brought up. If women are more empowered, this will not happen. Because you know you're going to meet a woman and people have this belief that, oh, women are ruthless. They want to, follow the rules to the letters.
We are demanding. We are insisting. Yeah. We are not asking for 35%. That is shortchanging the women folk. We make up about 48.9% of the population, and so we do have our own quota that we want to represent in complementing our growth in this country. We all have the right to contribute towards peace building, towards development, towards prosperity, to everything. Right, like Sister Leslie said, right from the whole, right from the society, it builds up to the country, to Africa and the world at large. So we are not settling for that.
Nigerian Women for Peace is a movement of women and women's group focused on ensuring that Nigeria remains a country of peace, prosperity and participation for all. Awesome Raffle, Ben Television.
Lovely place, right?
Yes.
What's wrong? You don't look happy.
Take a look around. Why can't my hotel be like this?
I knew something was wrong, but I've got solution.
Solution? What?
Nanette.
Nanette?
Nanette offers you design solutions, building plans and construction, furnishing and equipping, financing, management, audit services, and many more services for a better hospitality business. Nanette, service with a smile.
As Nigerians celebrate 57th independent anniversary, some federal lawmakers have continued to call for devolution of power to state. Senator Chukwuka Utazi from Enugu, in an interview, said Nigeria need to do away with the present unitary forms of government.
Everybody is talking that we really need to move away from the unitary form of government, which we call federalism here. We are practicing unitary system of government and we call it federalism. You know what distinguished Senator Ike Koromad has called Firimboto federalism, where people every month, like all the commissioners of finance from all the 6 states and Abuja are all in Abuja now, with their bowl, looking with their feeding bottle, trying to refill and go back. We can't do that. That's why we're talking about regionalism. That's why we're talking about devolution of power to move away. Because there is not much again to be shared. You see, we have been depending on petroleum, the crude. Today, crude is no longer selling. Even if it is selling, the people who are buying our crude are no longer interested in crude. They are moving ahead. Their scientists are trying to devise means of getting having other cheaper means of energy.
Speaking on the waves of the agitation across the country, Senator Utazi said the agitation is a symptom that Nigeria is very ill.
The agitation is a symptom that the system is sick. That's it, and that's just it. It's a symptom. And a good medical doctor, in order to solve an ailment and make sure that the patient becomes healthy, look at the symptoms. If the symptoms become very obvious, you know it. If it's not too obvious, you send to lab for lab analysis. But it is now very clear to every person, even the blind. People say that if you start taking light in front of a blind person for too long a time, he starts noticing that you are taking light in front of him. So now it's even clear to even a blind man in Nigeria. There are the symptoms that Nigeria is sick is here with us, and is gifted to a discerning leader to take advantage of such symptoms and decide to find solution.
In his remark about the Nigerian Independent Anniversary, Senator Ben Murray from Bayelsa East called on the public office holder to be conscious of the poor masses that voted them in office.
Well, first of all, we need to be more conscious about poor people. I think a lot of people, when they seek public office and they get power, they forget that poor people voted them into office and we abandoned people. And the poor people we abandoned get very angry. Now become kidnappers, they carry guns, they carry machete, they start making grenades, and they start retaliating. And so what we have in Nigeria is a protest and class warfare between the rich and the poor. And I urge those in office today, those who want to seek office tomorrow, that if you don't take care of the poor people who voted you into office, the poor people will kill you.
Senator Gbolahan Ogun West said Nigeria at 57 has been a missed blessing.
The last 57, well, it has been a journey of tears and joy, I call it. Nigeria as a nation should have done better than what we are today. But the crisis we have are people agitating to secede from the country, or restructuring, or federalism. It's one thing common. There's an imperfections in our present arrangement. And it has to be addressed. If we postpone the next 10 years, another generation will come and will get worse and worse. Nigeria's population in the 60s, maybe 45 million. In the next couple of years, we'll go to 200 million. 200 million people are more difficult to manage. Their demand can also be excessive for the developed country. So I feel so far so good. If you look at the history of Nigeria this past couple of years, we have a lot of such challenges, but at the same time, we also have to agree that despite all our challenges, we have some good stories to tell.
October 1st of every year is set aside as Independent Anniversary celebration of Nigeria. In Abuja, Muiwa Bamdele reporting.
As some Nigerians from the northeast part of the country await their full resettlement back to their base as a result of after effects of Boko Haram insurgency in the region, federal government have been called upon to ensure that those affected and living in internally displaced camps across the country are well taken care of. Founder Huncho Foundation Zachary Audu, who led a delegation of non-governmental organizations to visit an IDP camp in Abuja, said it's high time government pay more attention to plights of internally displaced persons by providing good homes and jobs for them.
What we saw there was not really presenting. The houses there, they live in wooden houses. They are open to mosquito and malaria. There's no good facility. The medical center there was really too small to even accommodate up to 100 people. So, and the kids there, most of them, they were giving birth to in that IDP camp, and no education for them. You can see them, young people, not being able to speak English. So we decided to visit to see what we can do to assist them. So we came together, we brought food for them, clothes, shoes, and different things. Also, we invited our medical team to come and help them carry out some medical tests. I would like the government to look into their situation. These people were brought in from the thick north, where they were affected by Boko Haram. Some of them, they had businesses over there. They were going to school before they left, before the crisis, and now they are here doing nothing. The government should look into their situation. Even if there are 3,000, the government can still handle all of them.
Though all seems to be calm in the northeast part of the country, as the nation led by President Muhammadu Buhari is said to be winning the war against Boko Haram through its military power. When asked the right time for these displaced Nigerians to go back home to start a new life, Zachary said.
Then that depends on the current situation, because the whole thing, I don't think is fully settled yet. Because we are still having, even if this present government has reduced all the crisis, all the bombing, it has reduced very, very well. Though they are still trying to settle a lot of things. We still hear some incidents in the thick north. So I don't think it is still, maybe they should wait a little bit for the government to sort out everything. And if they go back there now, they might not have anywhere to stay, because their houses have been destroyed over there. So the government also needs to look into that. It's either they provide all these facilities for them here in Abuja, or they should help them go back to their states and help them provide all these things for them to start up their life back.
Donations of different kinds were given to them to help meet their needs by concerned Nigerians, including a blind girl. In Abuja, LM Chukwamika reports.